What do you know, Eagle Nation? Another day, and everyone still hates Philadelphia. What is going on, everyone? Welcome into A to Z Philly, your number one home for Eagles coverage. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoy this content. Subscribe by hitting that red button down below and hit the bell so you don't miss any of the coverage. RB back bringing you the latest from the Linc today, and boy, do we have some things to talk about. A little bit of a misdirection from this week. Eagles preparing for 49ers. We kind of talked about that game a little bit the other day, and we'll break it down more as we go. Really, the game plan is simple. It is all there. The formula has been laid out. You have to come out with that balanced attack like you did versus the Giants, flawlessly executed, and you need to come out and put Brock Purdy on the ground just like the Dallas Cowboys did. They just couldn't finish the job. The Eagles have the formula. Will they come out? Will they stick to their roots? And will they execute? Really, that's the basis of it, right? The Eagles can win this game. They are the more talented team, in my opinion. The Niners will come with everything ready, though, right? They're going to come full force. Brock Purdy really hasn't lost like that. So, he's going to be a bit confident, but coming into Philadelphia, it is going to be a hectic, wild environment, and I can't wait to see if the Eagles can finish it off and get back to the Super Bowl. But nonetheless, we need to talk about something a little bit different today, because essentially we're going to go down a line here and just talk about, once again, how Philadelphia is disrespected. I mean, it's blatantly obvious at this point. I'm not going to sit here and say every Eagle deserved every award, but go back the last couple weeks. What have we talked about here on this show? They got snubbed from the Pro Bowl, right? There were a lot of guys that didn't make the Pro Bowl that probably should have. There were a lot of guys that should have made All-Pro that, didn't make that. And essentially, the line of disrespect continues to build, continues to accumulate as the finalists for the awards were announced today across the NFL. And I want to talk about who is not on those lists. But before we get to that, shout out to the sponsor here of today's video. This one powered by BetMGM, and you can turn any loss into a win this weekend with this exclusive offer from BetMGM. Just download the BetMGM app right now, sign up for an account using the promo code ATOZPA, and place a one-game parlay wager with at least 4 legs on any pro football games this weekend. If all of those legs of the parlay hit except for one, you will get your stake back in free bet form up to $25. Again, you will get your bet back as a free bet up to $25 if all of those legs of the parlay hit except for one on either game this weekend. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Pennsylvania only. New and existing customer offer. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, let's get into the insanity that is going on today. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and be biased and say they deserve every award, but this is kind of ridiculous. And I want to start with a tweet here from D-Bird's blog on Twitter, because I think it kind of sums it up well. Obviously, it mentioned some other names, but the last sentence here, it's crazy how the Eagles continue to be disrespected over and over again. I mean, we can even bring it back to a mainstream standpoint. Are they even talking about the Philadelphia Eagles? It seems like every time they're brought into the light, it's just something negative or something bad, or Jalen Hurts can't do this, or the Eagles haven't shown this, or they look rusty, or, whatever. But every time it's all the other teams and they get a lot more shine, a lot more airtime. It's just all this positivity. It doesn't make sense why there is this vendetta against Philadelphia sports in the media. And it just continues in every sport every day. And it's really frustrating, because I'm not usually the guy to sit here and worry about these awards. And quite frankly, I don't care that much, because obviously Eagles fans want to see them hoisting that Lombardi trophy. But after some time, I mean, this team has been the best damn franchise in the league this year by a wide margin, in my opinion. They have dominated all year, and they can't even get any respect. It's crazy. But we start with Nick Sirianni, as the Coach of the Year finalists were announced today. The final 3, as you see here, Brian Daboll, Kyle Shanahan, and Doug Peterson. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one. And I'm not saying any of these 3 are not deserving, because they are. I honestly think all 3 of them are. I think Nick Sirianni is deserving as well. The way he brought his team from 9-8 to 14-3. Yes, the team got upgraded. The roster got better. But Nick Sirianni has done a hell of a job, not only coaching the team to wins, but coaching the likes of A.J. Browns and Jalen Hurts of the world, right? Bringing them together, really bringing out their best versions and really just putting together the best game plan possible. I know Shane Steichen's involved in that, Jonathan Gannon, but Nick Sirianni, you can see, is the leader of that locker room. When he goes in there, those rah-rah speeches, he gets those guys together, and he has done a damn good job really since about week 8 of last year when he finally started to adapt. He opened his ears, he listened to others, to just what was being said a little bit, and he started to run the ball and really just utilize the talent and look at the jump from year 1 to year 2. Again, Daboll deserving, shouldn't have been there where they were. Doug Peterson, the turnaround. Shanahan lost a couple quarterbacks. But Nick Sirianni deserves to be in that list. He deserves to be right there with those guys. He is not. Shout out, though, to Maxwell Football. I was not aware of them and was alerted today that they actually picked Nick Sirianni as the coach of the year. Apparently, they're like a subcategory, so at least somebody has a little bit of sense nowadays. Now, the only good one from today was actually Jalen Hurts. He is a finalist for MVP as expected, and he is also a finalist for Offensive Player of the Year. Here are the list, and obviously a lot of good players, great seasons there. Jefferson, Tyreek, Mahomes, etc. Joe Burrow here for MVP. Quite frankly, Jalen Hurts should win the MVP. To me, he has had the most sound year. He's put it all together. Obviously, his team was the best, completely dominant. He deserves it. The only reason he may not win it is because he missed a couple of the games. We saw that history play out a few years ago with Carson Wentz. He didn't get the MVP. So honestly, I think they might end up selecting Patrick Mahomes. But quite frankly, from a talent and from what was put on display this year, Jalen Hurts deserves to be MVP, in my opinion. I just don't know if they're going to pick him, which sucks. It definitely sucks. But he has had a tremendous year. And before we go on to the rest of the snubs, just a quick note. This guy continues to open his trap. And at this point, I'm just not going to talk about it ever again. Like, Chris Sims has been revealed as a troll. I didn't even want to put up the video clip. I don't want to see his face. Here was the quote, though, that he had from a couple days ago. He says, again, if you're going to ask who I'd rather have as a passer, I would rather have Daniel Jones. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if Jalen Hurts is dating his daughter. Like, does Chris Sims have a daughter or something? Is Jalen Hurts doing something personally to this man? I know he took out his father's old team in the New York Giants. He whooped that ass this weekend, and he has just been absolutely tremendous. He came back, looked sharp, looked clean, and got the job done. And this was weeks after Chris Sims had doubled down, saying that Jalen Hurts was a system quarterback, and Jalen Hurts completely proved that one wrong. As you saw from Gardner Minshew, how the team looked, Jalen comes back and boom, they're right back on their high horse. So he was wrong about that. He was obviously wrong, last year when he didn't even have Jalen Hurts in the top 35 of quarterbacks. And now he's wrong again, saying that he would take Daniel Jones. Sure, it's an opinion, but come on, man. The guy just won a playoff game in that type of extreme fashion. He can't even give him credit. I don't know what it is at this point. It's obviously not on the field stuff. It's extra things. And quite frankly, Chris Sims is a troll. He is a troll. He's an idiot. And I just don't want to talk about him ever again. So this is the last time. And even if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, he'll find a way to play that down as well. But anyway, back to more disrespect. As you can see, it's kind of a common theme today. Defensive Player of the Year finalists. No Hassan Reddick here, even though he had the second most sacks in the league, 17 and a half, monster year. Again, these guys had great years. Let me tell you something. Hassan Reddick had a better year than Micah Parsons. Let's just call it what it is. Look at the stats. Look at the numbers. Hassan Reddick had a better year than Micah Parsons. I think Hassan Reddick had a better year than Chris Jones. Nick Bosa was a monster this year. I'll give him that, and he'll probably win the award. But where is Hassan Reddick? No recognition. Do people even know who Hassan Reddick is? I feel like he hasn't been talked about across the league whatsoever, only in Philadelphia where people actually watch these games, which is kind of insane to me. Comeback Player of the Year. This one I might be most pissed off at, because where the hell is Brandon Graham? You're telling me Brandon Graham coming off a torn knee and he goes and puts up 12 sacks, primarily as a second unit defensive end, and he's not on here? He was top 15 in the league in sacks. He contributed to one of the best defensive line showings of all time. He's not on here? Geno had a great year. Obviously, Saquon was injured. McCaffrey, where the hell is Brandon Graham? And let me tell you this. If Howie Roseman doesn't win Executive of the Year, I'm done with all these awards. Throw it out the window. It is fixed at that point. Howie Roseman should win that award by a landslide. There's no question about that. Look at the players he brought in. Look at the Eagles team. Howie actually won the award years ago in 2017. He should win it by a mile. If he doesn't, there's an issue. But where the hell is Brandon Graham? I mean, where's the recognition for the best damn team in the league? Again, I don't think they should win all these awards, but no recognition as finalists? You got to be kidding me, man. It's frustrating. The one award that they cannot take away is the Lombardi Trophy. Eagles need to come out here, get their business done this weekend, get back to the big game and win it. And then we'll see how much recognition they want to show to the best team in the league. Lastly, Assistant Coach of the Year, Shane Steichen, is mentioned on this list. Whoop-de-doo. I don't even think he'll win it, though. Even though he's probably had the best performance, maybe D'Amico Ryans, a future NFL head coach. Maybe Steichen is as well. There's something about it, man. They just hate Philadelphia. Everybody hates Philly, and that's the mentality, the underdog mentality. But now the Eagles are on top, and guess what? They have a big game coming up. If they get that done, then they're going to try to hop back on the little bandwagon here. But nah, give me all your thoughts down below in the comment section. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back soon with Eagles, 49ers talk and more discussion about that. You all have a great day. Peace.